However, there is an important difference between getting feedback while cooking a meal and getting feedback while building a habit. When it comes to building a habit, feedback is often delayed. It's easy to taste an ingredient or to watch bread rise in the oven. The term women empowerment is all about authority, or the power embarked on women sharing indistinguishable rights. The term refers to the liberation of women from socioeconomic restraints of reliance. Women comprise around 50% of the country's population. Like a chef improving a recipe through trial and error, we often improve our habits through trial and error. If one approach doesn't deliver the desired effect, then we adjust, like a chef tweaking the amount of an ingredient. This is not to say you should never attend another meeting, but the truth is that we say yes to many things we don't actually want to do. There are many meetings held that don't need to be held. There is a lot of code written that could be deleted. This a shining example of what happens when women have access to capital, the money they need to build and expand their businesses, and yet Ye and Kadi heard a lot of no's as they worked to grow a successful enterprise. Often, it was because of their gender. Collaboration is key to creating a safe and beneficial AI landscape. The forum seeks to work closely with policymakers, academics, civil society, and other companies to align their efforts and address the multifaceted challenges posed by AI development. At its simplest form, artificial intelligence is a field which combines computer science and robust datasets to enable problem solving. It also encompasses subfields of machine learning and deep learning, which are frequently mentioned in conjunction with artificial intelligence. Speed Post Tracking Service is provided by Speed Post India to check the status of domestic and international parcels and consignments. You can also check the current tracking status of passports delivery. We provide the most secure and fastest speed post tracking service as we do not store speed post tracking number or information with us. In 2005, donor countries agreed on an accord to harmonize their practices. Since then, aid officials have complained that too little has changed on the ground. Conferences of donors in developing countries still tend to be dominated by a small group of North European governments, with the US often absent. To work effectively with heterogeneous student population found in our schools, educators have the responsibility of acknowledging the cultural backgrounds of their students and the cultural setting in which the school is located in order to develop effective instructional strategies. In a genuine republic, the will of the government is dependent on the will of the society, and the will of the society is dependent on the reason of the society. In Federalist 51, for example, James Madison claimed that the extent and structure of the government of the United States make it dependent on the will of society.
Internal combustion engine enables the driver to decide which source of power is appropriate for the travel requirements of a given journey. Major U.S. auto manufacturers are now developing feasible hybrid electric vehicles, and some are exploring fuel cell technology for their electric cars.
Analysts were impressed by the improvement in margins reported across all regions, apart from the United Kingdom, and said that this reflected a clear effort to improve profitability across the business. Although the turnaround is still in its early stages and the valuation looks full, given the challenge of turning around such a large and complex business, this is certainly an impressive start. The climate for doing business improved in Egypt more than in any other country last year, according to a global study that revealed a wave of company-oriented reforms across the Middle East. The World Bank rankings, which took at business regulations, also showed that the pace of business reforms in Eastern Europe was overtaking East Asia. The development of easy-to-use statistical software has changed the way statistics is being taught and learned. Students can make transformations of variables, create graphs of distributions of variables, and select among statistical analyses all at the click of a button. However, even with these advancements, students sometimes still find statistics to be an arduous task. Once most animals reach adulthood, they stop growing. In contrast, even plants that are thousands of years old continue to grow new needles, add new wood and produce cones and new flower, almost as if parts of their bodies remained forever young. The secrets of plant growth are reasons of tissue that can produce cells that later develop into specialized tissues. I am extremely grateful for the advice I got, which encouraged me to take my final year project forward after university. I entered a number of business startup competitions and was awarded the funding I needed to set up my own business. It completely changed my life. Although I had actually had a graduate scheme lined up after graduating, I decided to take the risk and start my own company. Things took off surprisingly quickly, and I can honestly say that I have never had any regrets about my decision. This year the National Environmental Science Competition received excellent undergraduate and postgraduate entries from all across the country, with a wide range of projects. We are delighted that our awards are encouraging exciting and valuable projects that go beyond research and analysis to develop solutions for a number of key problems. Information about the shortlisted projects will be posted on our website in the first week of June. The aim of our research was to explore how moving home at a young age affected the development of preschool children. There are many different reasons why families choose to move home, some of which are positive and some less so. Over a period of 10 years our research team has investigated whether the conditions surrounding moving home, or indeed the fact of moving itself, contribute to children's development problems. Our mission is to be a university that has a global significance, to be a leader in higher education providing excellent research and teaching, and contributing to the most important issues and debates of modern times. We are proud that this university is increasingly having an impact on practice and thinking worldwide. Buying directly from farmers at markets allows you to understand the processes that make up food systems, gives you insight into the seasons and the land, and creates a connection between you and the people who grow your food. Small-scale farms conserve soil and important fields, meadows, and surrounding open spaces that are crucial to maintaining a healthy environment. Nearly anyone living in eastern North America, who has ventured beyond their porch, has had at least one unpleasant encounter with poison ivy. While best known for the irritating skin rash produced by contact with an oil in its leaves, poison ivy is also an important source of food and cover for wildlife. In Brazil, it is unlawful to chop down a Brazil nut tree. Thus, they can be found outside manufacturing plants, homes and on the sidewalks. The fruits are very heavy and rigid. When the fruits fall, they pose a serious threat to vehicles and people passing under the tree. Brazil nut fruits sink in fresh water, which can cause clogging of waterways. Permafrost is ground that is frozen year-round. In the Arctic, ice-rich permafrost soils can be up to 260 feet thick. Due to human-caused warming of the atmosphere from greenhouse gas emissions, a steady thawing of the permafrost is currently taking place where the upper layer of seasonally thawed soil is gradually getting thicker and reaching deeper into the ground.